Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining today. My name is Jeffrey Serio, and I'm with Consortium Networks. And I'm joined here with Ahmed Kira from Cribl.
Hi, everyone.
Today, we are promoting our C4 webinar, which will be on June 12th. And we're going to be showing you something interesting with Cribl Edge. In the past, it's been difficult to get DHCP logs, and it was great to see how simple it was to get with Cribl Edge. So we're going to show you that here today. We'll start by showing you how to enable DHCP logging on your DHCP server or domain controller, wherever you have it. Here we are on the domain controller slash DHCP server. The only thing you have to do is pull up the DHCP console. You can do this either by opening an MMC and enabling the snap-in for DHCP, or you can just go to the DHCP console in your start menu if you have it. Okay, there's multiple ways to do everything. You open up the server, and then you go to the individual sort of scopes. You have the IPv4 super scope, so that's what we'll start here. You right-click that, you simply go to Properties, and then you enable DHCP audit logging. That's simple. What this does is it allows the server to start recording those leases and renews and requests in a folder structure. Otherwise, it just gives you health information on the server. So here's the file structure for the DHCP logs. We have it in C:\DHCP. We moved it there to make it simpler. But typically it's within the Windows System32 DHCP file path. As you can see here, there are several files, one per day. Right, this is how DHCP does logging. Okay, we'll pop one open. At the beginning of each file is about 30 lines of header information. This will be important once we get to the Cribl Edge part because we'll be filtering this out, and that'll make it simpler and easier to parse later on. Okay, but as you can see here at line 31, we start getting the logs themselves. One important thing to note is all the files have the same header information, so that consistency makes it simpler to create the filter. Right. With that, I'll pass it over to Ahmed so he can show you how to configure it in Cribl Edge.
Thank you, Jeff. So Cribl Edge is part of a broader Cribl portfolio where we give you choice, flexibility, and control of what to do with your data. In our case, we're using Cribl Edge as a vendor-neutral agent to collect the data. And in this case, the DHCP logs are on the domain controllers, as Jeff was saying earlier. So we have fleets in Cribl Edge. We're going to go into this domain controller fleet to show the configuration for capturing those DHCP logs. So let's go in here. Here's that host that Jeff was RDP'd into earlier, the site DC. If we go to the collect tab, this is where we can see all the things we can collect. File monitor here is what is of interest. And we can see the first entry there is DHCP logs. And pretty straightforward, cdhcp and everything that ends in .log in that directory. But where it's interesting here is we have to go to advanced settings. And in order for Cribl Edge to distinguish one file from another, it creates a hash of the data that's at the beginning of the file. So all of those files in that directory that Jeff was showing earlier have the same initial header, all 30 lines. So we need a hash length here large enough to go beyond the 30 lines so that Cribl Edge can distinguish one file from another and process them all individually. So this default value is 256. We made it 2500. So again, it could go beyond line 30 and actually differentiate all the different files. So now that we have this configured, now we can process this data with this line over here. Right now we are just doing pass-through, but we can also do pipeline processing and transform the data, remove data directly from those events. But we are opting instead to do that within Cribl Stream, which offers a central place to do all of that processing and then route that data to multiple places from there as well. to see more about that and learn more about that, join us on this June 12th, 2025 webinar. We will get into that in a lot more detail. So with that, I'll send it over back to Jeff.
All right. Thanks, Ahmed. So I hope that was interesting and useful for you guys. Really quick tech tip on how to do this. To see more and to see what Stream can do and all of the other wonderful products we're showcasing, come to the webinar on June 12th. And remember, you can see more with C4.